Hello, everyone. Thank you for having me here tonight. So many beautiful people in this room. It's such an amazing night, and I feel so honored and humbled to be on this stage with all these other beautiful people who have done amazing things for the feminist power and press and the women in America in general. I wasn't sure if I should write something, if I should just come out here and put all my guts on the table. So I'm going to do a little bit of both. I'm going to read a little something, and I'm going to spill my guts a little bit. Thank you. First, I want to thank the feminist press for having my wife, as he said earlier, my beautiful wife, Jane Lee, is here with me. Thank you for having us here. Special thanks to Jennifer, too, who helped coordinate, get me and my wife here safe and soundly. So thank you, Jennifer. I feel truly honored to be standing here receiving this award as a transgender male. It was always important to me when I first began my transition and started identifying as male to always remember the life I had before my transition. I think a lot of trans people go through this beginning phase of feeling like the past needs to remain in the past in order to move forward. But as I have learned in these last 6 years of my transition, it is rather bringing the past to the present and healing that past. That is the only way to move forward. So many things in this world hold us back. I was not going to allow myself to be held back any further. And so I have worked and continue to work on healing my past and present so that my future can be full of possibilities. I feel a desire as a trans man who has lived 22 years in the female experience and only 6 years in the male experience, publicly. I feel it's my desire and need in this world to make sure that female voices are spoken confidently and they're heard and they're respected. Even though I do identify as male, I would never deny my female experience. My female experience has truly bridged the gap between, in my mind, between male and female. Our genders, they're not so black and white. We have a scale, and on that scale, there's both male and female. And I encourage all of us, male, female, transgendered, cisgendered, to embrace the male and female side of us. I became more of a feminist when I transitioned to male than I ever was identifying as a female. And that's a true statement. I see the beauty in femininity now. I see the power, the strength, the courage, My wife is a beautiful example. She has shown me so much strength that women have. And it's not that I never thought that women didn't hold these things, but growing up in a body that you don't like, whether it's the male body or the female body, you tend to not really like that. It puts a distortion in your view of what you really are. And so your view of that identity is distorted also. So when I was able to become my authentic self, the person you saw in all those videos, and the person you see before you today, that's when I was able to really become a feminist, to tell my guy friends that, like, hey, that's not cool to say that, and to stand up and fight for women's rights. I mean, I have more pride in women now than I ever did before, and that is really something that I will and have a desire to take with me through my transition and through the rest of my life and through all these media experiences, and just really saying and bridging that gap between male and female. I mean, we're all human beings. We all deserve rights. We all deserve power. We should all feel empowered by the person we are, not the gender that we are, but the person. And it's unfortunate that we live in a world where I'm 28 years old. My whole life, my mother is a strong single mother who has worked 3 jobs and was always paid less because she was a female. And she always let me know that. She let me know that growing up as a female, that I need to fight for my rights, that I need to be proud of who I am. And although it contradicted my feelings at the time, growing up in that body, now I see what she was saying. Now I see all the empowerment that the female identity provides. And it's a new love, a new foundation for creating and building up men who respect women, and also creating a family with my wife and in our family where women are respected just as much as men and paid just as much as men. And there's been long periods of time in my family history where men were always more dominant. And I'm really proud to say that there's been a switch in balance. You know, there's been an empowerment through my mother, with my wife, through, I was also the only girl in an entire family at the time. And so I think it's really amazing, and I feel so honored to be standing up here as a male at the Feminist Power Award. I mean, I think that alone should really show us where we've gone. I wasn't here 45 years ago when you guys started, but I don't know if the room was full of a mix of men and women, but I'm so happy that it is, because you don't have to be a woman to be a feminist. And I think, I think, you know, that's something I really want to share with the world. And you know, I too will make a commitment, and I have, and I will continue to bring up women and to level the playing field. I have an experience that I don't think a majority of men have, and that's the female experience. And I think, you know, that's the bridge, guys. That's the bridge. That's how we're on one side of the island and we get to the other. That's how both teams work together and meet in the middle. That's how we cross over. And I just want to thank you all again for having me and extending your arm to what I've been trying to do in the transgender community, in our spectrum of gender, period, as a whole, in the United States, across the world, everywhere. It's very important to me, and I hope that I can continue to uphold this award and make everybody in this room proud, as well as future generations and other people who will hear my message, and hopefully they'll be able to take something home with them and be able to say that they too are a feminist, and they too believe that people, human beings, people, not gender, but people, deserve equality. Thank you.